Hi guys, so I'm doing a reading on Jeff Sessions. I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't recall. So, of course, there's a lot of questions to ask about as a consequence of the policies against the immigrant families and children and mothers, okay, especially. So, one probably the most important person on this whole thing is Jeff Sessions. Okay, I was going to do a reading on Kristen Nielsen. I've done a few readings on her, I think, but this was before this whole thing came out. And I remember, I don't remember exactly the reading, to be honest. There's like 270 something, but I feel like I saw something negative for her, but at the time I didn't understand why she would have something bad happen to her. I think now it's clear. Okay, but I'm not going to do a reading on her now. I want to do Jeff Sessions because he was so delighted to announce all these things. And if you think about it, guys, Stephen Miller would not be where he is without Jeff Sessions, because he was an aide to Jeff Sessions for years. I mean, can you imagine? Anybody who can like deal with Stephen Miller is sick. Okay, oh Stephen, I have this great new person working for me. His name is Stephen Miller. He knows what I like. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. The whole thing, right? It's disgusting. Like, can you imagine? This great guy, Stephen Miller. I don't know, like, he's Stephen Miller. Can you imagine? I want to kill people. Like, I mean, guys, seriously. These people, I'm not kidding, murderers. Let's get real, okay? So, by the way, I just wanted to say also that I have already done one of those different readings where I'm on a website and I'm reading, talk about the website, and I'm adding right after this introduction. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to skip right to this initial part of the reading, which is about Jeff Sessions' body language, okay, and how his body language shows that he is a bigot. He's a horrible, but like he's so happy, that children are being separated from their mothers and what that means. So I'm gonna stop soon, and I'm gonna put the videos together after, where this is. Anyway, so I wanted to talk more about Jeff Sessions before I start the actual reading, because I've done many readings on him, mostly related to the Mueller investigation. Okay, and the Mueller investigation showed that he talks to Mueller, because obviously he is a big part of this. He took so many meetings with the Russians, and he's such a bigot. And I think I've seen in one of the readings I've done about him. By the way, I'm going to repeat this again. If you want to find out, if you have specific topics you're interested in, like this, Jeff Sessions, search quote unquote terror politics and whatever topic. So terror politics Sessions, and it's going to come up, these past readings about him. But anyway, I remember that in one of the readings about him, it showed that he was a point of entry because the Russians were interested in the bigots, right? So I think he's a really important person in the bigot world, because he's all about bigotry in the government. Okay, so he's achieving his dream now with the kids. So this is what I think is a little bit difficult to do the reading on Jeff Sessions, like, because on the one hand, I think it's not that he's quote unquote helping Mueller; he doesn't have a choice, right? So he has to say what he knows, and at the same time, he continues to do this. It's sickening. You know what I mean? It's terrible. Right? I hate this, that he's like, anyway, just I don't want to get like annoyed, but I just wanted to say, like I said, that I need to find out what's going to happen to him as a result of this specific thing, which is separating the mothers. There's this other thing about him, the problems that are related to the Russia stuff. But let me try to just focus on the Jeff Sessions and separating the mothers. Okay, and then part of the reading will be also about his issue, the issue of the Russia investigation. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to insert the other video about Jeff Sessions' body language, and then I'm going to go back and do the Jeff Sessions and separating the children, if he's going to pay legally, okay, for this, and then what happens to him in the Mueller investigation. Okay, all right, bye. Okay, guys, so I'm doing a reading on Jeff Sessions, and I'm going to integrate this part later. I'm doing this before I do the actual reading, but I just wanted to talk about something that some of you have mentioned, and I'm not Obviously, I'm not paid to promote this website or anything. I just love it because it has the analysis of body language, and it talks about Jeff Sessions. Here you can see body language analysis. Jeff Sessions cites Bible passage to justify children from parents, separating children from parents. So you could see what's remarkable about Jeff Sessions is that he's not only making it happen, but he seems to be delighted. He loves it. And I love this guy. The way he writes is so funny. Let me just write because it's perfect. Okay. Did A.G. Sessions smile because he found the Bible verse humorous? No. Did he smile because he felt victorious? Possibly. Probably. Did he smile because he took joy in the act of other people suffering? This is highly probable. Thus, this is also an example of duping delight. Sessions believes he's fooling us, or at least some of us, by quoting the Bible, and he's taking pleasure in doing so. And then it talks about, it's like this website just talks about how fake people, how the body moves. And it's interesting also for me because I like imitating people. So these are some of the telltale tales that they are lying. And the purpose here, you see, it's like it's an important way to think of Sessions' behavior is that he was a classic example of smiling out of context. The vast majority of people, if put in his shoes, even if they believe themselves to be, quote unquote, doing the right thing, would not be smiling. When a person is smiling out of context here, it should always send up a red flag. This is particularly true when the ramifications bring pain, suffering, and harm to others. Okay, and he's saying, and he gives a, I'm not going to read everything, but he gives here a particular variety of smile suppression where the central upper lip is projected forward in a semi-pointed fashion has a very high correlation with the emotions of Schadenfreude or malice. Schadenfreude is a German word for the emotion of experiencing pleasure, joy, or self-satisfaction that comes from learning or witnessing the troubles, failures, or humiliation of another. So here you see he's explaining that the way that this is a telltale sign. The way that his lip is like this, okay, moving like this. And then it says, summary, Jeff Sessions' partial suppression of his smile as he was quoting the Bible indicates he believes he was fooling us and that he was taking pleasure in doing so. Here, duping delight. Moreover, the particular configuration of his protruding and pointed upper lip during the smile suppression also betrays his emotion of taking some pleasure in the suffering of others. So this is why, guys, I feel like whoever, it's like, and let's just get real. What is Jeff Sessions? What is he all about? He's about bigotry. And let's look at American history, okay, slavery and lynching. And I believe, guys, he must be a very high-level person in the KKK, whatever it is. You know, that's their role. They're all about violence, right? In a way, I don't think it's an exaggeration that these white supremacist organizations are, in a way, terrorists, right? They want to create terror. They want to see others suffer, right? It's not enough to just say, okay, let me help my people. No, it's about seeing the pain in others, and that's how they feel they succeed. So this is why, okay, I don't think this should be shocking, because if you're a bigot, that's what you expect, okay? So I just wanted to point, again, just talk about this peculiar way or peculiar sense of like how his body moves and how that, okay, how that explains what he is, like what he's all about, essentially. Okay, I'm going to stop here and then go back to do a reading. Okay, guys, so now it's the part of the, just stopped the video about the website that talks about the true malice of Jeff Sessions and how his body language explains that. And now I'm going to move towards understanding what's going to happen to Jeff Sessions as a result of what he's doing to the kids. Okay, so I'm going to do 9 positions, and I don't necessarily want to know about the past. I'm going to do now until the end of August, and then let's say the end of the year. Is that right? Yeah. I'm trying to think, because I do think that administration is going to come to an end. No, not the end of the year. So let's say within the next two years, I guess. Okay, so now the end of August, and then the farther away from that. Okay, so tell us about what's going to happen to Jeff Sessions as a result of everything he has done to separate the mothers and the children. Will he face legal consequences? Okay, that's just about his role. I know Jeff Sessions is involved in the Russia thing, but tell us about what's going to happen to him as a result of what he's doing to the kids. Okay. Will he face legal consequences? Okay, so tell us about Jeff Sessions and what's going to happen to him as a result of what he's doing to the kids. Okay. Oh no, really? Tower for him? No. Oh no. What? Guys, just on this alone, you can see there's a quid pro quo. He's making, this is disgusting, but it's always comes up in the subject. There's money to be made here, okay? This is a man and the justice, I would think him in the Justice Department. So there's like money to be made on this. And here, guys, the tower is, this is until the end of August. And if it's true, it would mean that the administration is indeed falling apart by the end of August. He tries to move on but can't. And there is money again, this discovery of money. And this is anger. People are very angry naturally, right? As they should be. Very angry at him. He tries to move on from the disappointment. And I think, you know what's interesting, guys? This is a card of new beginnings, but I never see that whenever I think of it this way. The pages in tarot are the kids, right? So I would think this, for some reason, I never see it as children, but I am seeing a little bit as a young, the teenager. So the justice goes after the money that he may have made from these sick things, okay? All right, now let's continue. And this is now, guys, okay? So tell me about Jeff Sessions and what is going to happen to him as a result of what he's doing to the children. To separate the mothers and the children. What is going to happen to Jeff Sessions as a result of this? See, the lady could be many things, but I'm just going to put out the cards and then about it. No, it's not a letter? Hello, is it a love letter? No. Oh, look, I'm going to talk. It's more fun if we talk, guys, okay? Sorry. Oh, I'm going to cover up a little bit. Oh, sorry. Okay. So guys, okay, let's see here. Oh, corruption? No. No, not him. No. No. Forget about him. Him? No. Never. Oh, move on. Look, this could even be the kids trying, the movement, right? The whole pattern of movement. Oh, let me see this. Okay. Getting the wrong. Okay. Secret, okay? Oh, look. Really? Secret? No. Huh. No. I don't think so. Jeff Sessions? No. He's very honest. He tells a lot of truths, okay? Interesting. I wonder if this is a witness, because this is the last card, okay? Okay, so now let me just show you guys. because I like showing the, talking about the card. So here, guys, okay, see here is corrupt, and this is the boss. This is also mothers, okay, and this is also finances, personal finances. This is secret, angry. Okay. I think, guys, honestly, I think this tells me, because we have the finances card here, I think that he's getting money on the side, okay, honestly. This is personal finance. So the corruption of personal finances. It could be the boss or power. Corrupt power. But I think, okay, corrupt power, secret, through a secret, is secret. The corruption, like the corruption, corrupt money goes to him personally, and that's secret, okay? Secretly. And then we have here corruption behind the scenes about the kids moving on, like through the pattern of migration. Guys, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, like, guys, I have to talk about it. It's like one of those things when cards are so beautiful. Look, this is birds, they're migrating, right? And look at the kids, look at the family, they're migrating. So it's the pattern. Oh my god, it's like beautiful. You know what I mean? It's amazing. So it's like they're like the Justice Department and migrating kids. So there's corruption there, okay, behind the scenes, to profit from it, creating suffering to these kids. Okay. Oh, here's something I wanted to show. The lady. Okay, this to me means many things. It could be women. It could be the Russia stuff. Okay, and this is a mountain. So I pulled out. I'm going to leave it here because there's still more cards to come. So here, guys, honestly, I don't know. I think this is the kids, okay, the child in this context, because the question is about the children. I don't think this is Trump. I think this is really the kids, because we have moving, the migrating children, okay? So this is like, oh, sorry, my hands are covering. So the migrating children are important, okay, are key here. So I think essentially what I think this tells us is that the outrage, the right, the outrage is totally correct, obviously, right? So this is important, and this is a secret. Receives a letter, through a letter, meaning I think he's indicted, okay? And also, because of this tells me a little bit more about the Russia stuff. But we'll see. It's not, the full picture is not here yet, but we'll see one step at a time. Now I'm going to do these, as you know, the Kippur cards. So tell us about Jeff Sessions and what is going to happen to him as a result of everything he's done to create harm to the immigrant families and the children. See here. Interesting. Weird. Okay, this is the kids, guys. Look, happiness. Weird. Okay, the house, the White House, yeah. The White House happy. Of course. Oh, look, grief anniversary. Really? Oh, no. Really? Oh, no, look, Trump. Oh, my God. Really? I'm so sorry. Are you worried? Really? Why? I don't know why. Why would you be worried? There's nothing to worry about, right? Oh, look. Oh, Nandin, to you, bitch. Let's see. Oh my god, I like when we talk here. Look at the screen around us. Oh, big hobo, water's coming. It's gonna drown you, bitch. I'm so sorry. Really? What? No. What? No. Oh. Sessions? Really? Theft? No, he's very... I don't recall. No. Work. Oh, really? If we had me, look, guys, I always like, I did not have meetings with the Russians. I had no meetings with the Russians. Yeah, Yeah, we'll believe that, bitch. Good luck with that. It's gonna work out great for you, bitch. So, let me organize here, guys. I'm gonna organize the cards because it's looking good. Interesting. It's not super conclusive yet, but as you know, it's like detective work here. We're gonna have to find the truth. Okay, so okay, okay. Oh, this guy. So here we have ending grief and adversity because of something illegal. We know that, bitch. So this is an ending of the White House because of through Big Hope, Big Water. Meaning, I think everything the mood changes in the country. Big Hope, Big Water gets this is in a way, guys, this is also very scary and very creepy because if you look at it, this is not just a dream. It's almost like this is his goal, his main goal. Okay, and if you look at it, this is a card of I said before, hope, and but in a way, it's sometimes about. It's like the same is the moon card in tarot. Like it's like sometimes it's about dreams, creativity, but it's also about illusion. So I think this means here that not necessarily just that this could be the Democrats and everything, but this could mean that their big dream. And I've always, like I said before, I've always believed that the administration is really is Nazi. They want to destroy everything. So their big dream was to really create a kind of like a Nazi state, Nazis part two. And that was their dream. But it's showing that the White House ends when they achieve their dream. They begin to fulfill their dream, which is to create harm to the children, right? Look, so an ending to the house through their dreams. So once they achieve their dreams, the White House ends, okay? Because obviously they have committed more crimes than that, but that's something that has created such outrage that that's how they're affected. The White House, their happiness. Now this is interesting because connected to meetings. Again, there are these meetings. It's going to be meetings. I almost feel like, guys, this could be the legal stuff that I feel like I see. You know, that they're going to have a, you know, kind of like a truth commission or something like that to find out about this. So another thing that I wanted to say is that it came to me and I just forgot about this. What was it? Something. I don't know. I don't know what it was, guys. Something else. I meant to say that I saw the work. Occupation, was it? Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna come to me later. So that's that. That's the story. Now I'm going to continue here with Italian cards, and then we'll continue. Okay. Okay. So what's going to happen to Jeff Sessions as a result of everything he's doing to harm the mothers? Okay, and the children. It's unnecessary. Even people who are conservative say, look, I want harsher immigration policies, but you don't need to separate. It's an added level of cruelty that is completely unnecessary. Okay, and that's the point here. Okay, so oh guys, I'm getting an image. It's making more sense now. Okay, something. I forgot. Obviously, there's so many readings, but very recently I did a reading on I think it was the one about what's going to happen now that Manafort is in jail, and I said the thing about Trump, the image I saw of him hitting a young woman or something, like being very angry, and I'm getting this repetition here because I see here I'll show you the grief and adversity to Trump's fortune affects Trump's fortune, and then I remembered immediately. I saw the image of him hitting the young child. So I think it's kind of like the torture I mean, this is what it is, guys. In a way, it's a form of torture, right? Torturing the children and the mothers. It's a way for these people to externalize their hatred, like to say, okay, I am only happy. The thing of the connection here to the moon, meaning like, oh, my dream is to make people of color suffer, and especially children. I mean, can you imagine? It's hard for us to even imagine, but I think this to them was a way. It was a way for them to see, like, we can externalize the hate that is inside of us into and see the harm that is being created. Like that's their purpose. So I'm getting this guy, the thing about Trump, like why he's so happy to see the children harmed, because that's one of the things that I think he likes is to like abuse. Okay, I'm sorry, he's an abuser, guys. And I'm getting very clearly like that we think of it as sexual, the sexual thing as almost like as if he related to like S&M or something, but it's not like that. It's more like, when you hear these stories of like, I told you I watch all the time these like forensic files or whatever. There's always the abusers and all that, the people who abuse children, and it's like they have this perversion to create pain and harm. It's not that it's like sexual to them or whatever it is. It's that the whole thing is about inflicting pain on others, and that's what I'm getting more and more. Is that they feel power when they feel, oh my God, it's so sickening, but it's true. When the most vulnerable are harmed. Like, how cowardly is that? That's them. That's the people we're dealing with here. So tell me about Jeff Sessions and what happens to him as a result of the things he has done to the children. Okay? Because I remember, okay, I'll lower this, guys. Because like I said, when I see here that Trump feels like he was slighted in some way, he found the scapegoat. Look, yeah, the discovery of something shady, something bad, or something illegal here. Friend, okay, let's see. Look, yeah, the discovery of something illegal related to Trump. The truth. I mean, this is reading is not about Trump, it's about Jeff Sessions, but somehow, oh look, this piacere. Yeah, it's almost like they try to like find a target to the pain that they're feeling. Leggerezza means transformation, and also means sometimes misinformation or quick communications. Okay, so, and then look, guys, twice. I love it when it happens. Twice the coffin's in the same position. It tells us a lot about what's going to happen to Sessions and Trump. Look, a message. Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, let's say one thing more. Stunts. Oh no, really? Okay, I'm gonna get a drink here and then talk to you guys about it. Okay, so here we have an ending because the whole time the whole thing was fake. Okay, and here I think this is like this, guys, I think is like the base, the friend, the message to the base. Okay, final message to the base. The friendly people. All right, this is a message. I would think of it in a way. This is a kind of a quick communication for a long time. The form. Yeah, I feel, guys, really, this is in a weird way. This is done also not just by the influence of Russia, but as a means to try to move away from the Russian investigation. This is weird, but this is the essence of scapegoating, right? Goebbels had one of his. He has very many. I recommend. Now, obviously, it doesn't make you a Nazi to read more about Goebbels, but it's like if you read him, he explains that. Just go Google Goebbels, Goebbels quotes, and you'll understand so much about this administration because that's every technique. So it's showing here, I think, that they tried to do this as a means to try to move away from the Russia thing. They're saying, oh look, it's the immigrants, these are the, how they're like, it's the gangs, it's this, it's that. But the little kid crying, she's not a gang member, obviously, you know what I mean? Neither is the mother, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just that they're scapegoating to try to divert, because their plan, this is what I think, guys, their plan was to find a scapegoat, just like it happened with the Nazis. Find a scapegoat so you can get away with anything, and that's what they were hoping, but it didn't work. It's not working, obviously. So, okay, so this is what this part here with the Italian card suggests to me, that this was a message to an ending for the base through a message. This is interesting because I think they meant it as a message to the base. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. It came back to me just now. I've been thinking about this all day, actually, and now returned. So recently, I've done a reading on Trump's base, okay? And the women in Trump's base, they showed, and this is what I think it is, guys. There was the card of the married woman with the kids upside down, and it showed that that was something that was going to be the last thing, something that really was going to hit them hard. And that's it, okay? It's essentially what he thought was what they thought, because they're so sick, was the crowning glory. We achieved the Nazi dream of really like creating harm and violence towards the weaker people. It's going to be what turns off the base, the women especially. Now it's making sense. I'm connecting this, and this is what I think it's showing here. The ending of the friendship through the message. So it's in a way, it's like he thought this was going to be like, red meat to the base, but essentially this is a lot of people are going to be turned off by this, even the hardcore people, okay, unless they are really sick in the head. So again, I'm just gonna go back here, guys, show you this part. Like an ending because of he's revealed to be whoever, the truth is revealed about the facade and what has been going on for a long time. Something illegal related to the friend, to the base, and I think of this as transformation and communication. Okay, and the message, this message is a negative message, but is a mess. Oh, so you're not seeing this. So here, I'm gonna show you the message. Right, is a negative, is a message messenger. There's dispiacere, unpleasant news, because of the shady investigation. Okay, I mean investigation onto their shady stuff with the Russians or the foreign power. So you see, it's like I think they thought they were going to be able to deflect through this thing, but it worked the opposite. Because they're so, guys, they're so sick, right? They're so like twisted that they thought this is a good thing. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, let's show. I don't think I think I've noticed this too in the especially the media and so forth. They don't understand. They've lost the sense of. We've thought about this. I think we've always known that this is like every time something else comes up, we're like, what? But I think they really miscalculated. They thought they really could get away with anything, but I think this is it, guys. And I don't know, I don't really know that this is like yet the final thing, but I feel like it's close to final. The thing with other women is also this, the harm they've done to women, right? Because the women are, the mothers are, and I feel like the empathetic women see it, even the conservative ones. So that's what I want to say. It makes a lot of sense. So the whole thing backfires. So let me go back because I feel like it's so intense, right? It's like so much information. So now going back, this is a quid pro quo, position 1, corruption, and ending 1, ending 2. So corrupt the money. It begins with an ending, right? So there's going to be an ending because it's corruption and there's corrupt money. So it's the first thing. And then here's a man. I think this is Jeff Sessions behind the scenes, the White House and the French. So I think this is about the base. Okay, there's like some things are done with either their friends or with the base or something like that. Justice. I think again Jeff Sessions. The relationship between justice and the migrants. And the hopes. This was the big goal of the administration, to harm the immigrants and to send a message, right? To send a message, the big message, because how Jeff Sessions, he went on television to talk about it. Oh, look, where are these kids? He was the one who brought it up. I wasn't looking. And it's like, oh, look at these 1,500 kids are missing. Like as if, what was he thinking? Like they don't understand how humans operate. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, they're going to be so proud of us because we have committed crimes and we have cause harm and pain to people. So again, the sick stuff. Okay, so he thought this is going to be a great message, but it backfired. Okay, and this is the present. Okay, until the end of August, we have everything falling apart. Oh no, don't. No, not him. Oh no. No. So anyway, I'm so sad for John Sessions, falling apart for him. Oh no, really? His personal finances are the boss. Woo. There's with an adversity. He's exposed for who he is, but I don't recall. I just arrested 1,500 children. I put them in cages. It's like, oh, and let's not. Can we get started with that woman, Kristen? She's like, don't trust the media. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's like, oh no, bitch. What are the photographs, bitch? No, it's not happening. Don't trust the media, bitch. It's like, bye. They don't understand. There's a line where it's like, it's over. Okay, look, they're trying. I'm gonna go over there. I'll be right back. I don't think so, bitch. Jonas, can you accompany Mr. Sessions over to wherever he wants to go? Oh, I think I'm fine. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here. I ain't not going nowhere. Oh, look, there's a woman. I think it's Rilla. The money came from Russia and it's illegal. Yeah, they're trying. It's also could mean, guys, that they're trying to move away. They're trying to create a distraction again because all this stuff is coming out about the truth of the Russia stuff. So they're like, I'm going to hurt somebody. I'm going to hurt people of color. I am going to hurt women because I can. Okay, look, the money, the children, and that could also be the women and the children, right? Here's Trump, and here's upset. He's like, guys, I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, not now, but that he's like upset. He wants to hurt someone. This is what, guys, this is what I'm getting. The thing about the image of Trump hurting a woman. When he feels the anger, he wants to take it out on someone, and this is the core of like his psyche. It's like when he feels that negative, like that demonic kind of. This is what the word's coming to me. Demonic energy, like. He negative thoughts about himself. He wants to take it out on someone else. So he only feels better when he transfers the negative feeling towards others. How sick he is, okay? And then the future. Anger. People are very angry. Secrets. Illegal stuff that has been going on for a long time. What? No. No. I don't recall. I never had a meeting with a Russian. So, moving on from disappointment, here goes a letter. Did I get a letter from Goebbels? Did you like what I did to the children? No, you're going to jail, bitch. Oh, look, he's worried, really? Why? Because he had the meetings. And there's communications. You had a back channel? Everybody gets a back channel. Guys, did you see that Jared Kushner had a back channel with North Korea? Ooh, back channel. I got a back channel for everybody. Guys, seriously. Someone said like he has so many back channels. He has like lube and condoms or something, because he's gay. Well, let's go here. That's Jared. He's gay. So it's like, hi, I'm Jared. Do you want a back channel? We could do like a back channel together. Do you think I look pretty? Like my wife? I can put a wig and stuff. Okay, so this is the young kids, the learning person, important work, something foreign, okay? Or there could be the problem with the travel. Yeah, I feel like, guys, this is kind of tells me again this idea that I've had for forever, which is that the administration is all about bigotry and creating harm, and like I feel like that was the important work for them. Okay, so it's a mix of all these things. Now I'm gonna feel like I'll talk a lot about this. There's a lot of information, so I'm gonna close my eyes, okay, and I'm going to find out more information. Okay, so tell me about what's going to happen to Jeff Sessions. What's going to happen to Jeff Sessions, as a result of the stuff he's done, okay, to the kids. Now, guys, it's funny, I'm seeing him like so proud. He's like walking. No, I love wearing these jackets as capes, but he's like, he walks in like, I have arrived. I have accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. Whatever, he is. And then it's like, it's showing the image. If you've seen cartoons when the ground, it's like the person, let's say that he's here, right? So like everything around him falls apart. He's the only one standing. He thought he was going to be recognized for it. Guys, seriously, in his mind, he's like, I've done so much great work. Here I am, like causing harm to kids, and he's like so proud of it. So what happens is like all the bridges around him were burned as a result of this, okay? Because I think they're saying here, like, Jeff Sessions, everybody knew he was a bigot, but there was some modicum there's an air of respectability about him. Now that the mask has dropped, even the relatively, basically he's saying like anyone who's not a race, like who's not a KKK person, whatever, hardcore ultra-right, like terrorist, does not like this, okay? So he's like, y'all don't love me anymore. What happened? It's like, I need some, like, whatever. What happened? Nobody's talking to me anymore. So he's like that. He doesn't understand. So, okay, so this is now, like, all, people are so angry. Like I'm telling you. All these people are very angry because, like I said in the other reading, the Republicans are desperate because they know it's going to affect the elections massively. Okay, they know they're going to pay a huge political price for decades for this. This regardless of the Russia investigation. So they're like, I can't believe they did us now. Couldn't they wait until the whole thing dies down? They had to do it now. What the hell? Like, people are so angry. So, okay, so then next, what happens in August? Oh my God, guys, it's so funny. It's like a cartoon. Before it was showing that the bridges are burned and he's like standing this tiny island. And then the next image is like he falls. He says, no, there's nothing there, and he falls too. So he falls by the end of August. And then, okay, so then what happens after that? Okay, tell me more about this. How does he fall? Okay, so he's indicted too. Is it real? How is he indicted? He's the attorney general. How does this happen that he's the attorney general? How could he be indicted by the? Well, I feel like he's the whole thing that he's excused from the investigation, whatever. I think they can indict him, okay, because he was part of he did something like this. So his role comes out. I think he talks. I think he talks, okay, to okay, does Mueller, what is the deal? Well, he has already talked to Mueller. He was honest with Mueller about everything. He thought this is what I don't understand. So why, okay, so how come Mueller knows all this stuff about him? And how come Mueller lets him do this? Like, I don't understand. What's the deal here? What's happening? Why can't just get rid of this guy like sooner? Mueller needs him. The truth is Mueller needs him because he's a key person in this whole investigation. He knows Mueller is very upset at what's happening, but at the same time, he needs to get him. He really does need to get him, but he needs his help to crack the code of the Southern vote suppression people and what they've done with the data. He knows a lot. Jeff Sessions does. He knows a lot. Okay, Jeff Sessions knows a lot about how the Russians have infiltrated the right, meaning the kind of, what's the word, grassroots right, like the people who are the younger, like KKK stuff. Like, he knows all the communication channels. So it's important. He's very important for them. Okay, so how does he fall? He is indicted in this. It's the role of his role in speaking. He's going to testify against many people, and he's going to say many things. He's doing this. I think it's weird. It is his dream, like, to create this world of bigotry, right? At the same time that he knows he's done something wrong with the Russia stuff, and he uses this. But in some ways, I think he knows it's. Does he know it's temporary? Does he know? Does Jeff Sessions know that Trump can't escape this? What does he think of what does he know about the investigation and the potential that Trump could does he think Trump could survive? From his perspective? He's like, there's a very tiny chance, but this is the thing. He has this idea of his legacy in the world, and that's what he's working for now. It's like creating this legacy. This is why it shows him like wearing the outfit or whatever. It's like he thinks that it's the legacy of racism, the world that they feel was taken away from them with the civil rights. This is what they want to create again. Isn't it dumb though? No, but it's like he thinks this is a huge act of hero. It's like he's a hero for doing this, okay? But he doesn't understand. This is why, guys, this is like showing that he really miscalculated how the world changed since then, and that people don't like this stuff anymore. It's too much. And guys, it's funny, it's interesting because I'm getting this image of, I've watched many documentaries on the civil rights era, and it's showing the part of the documentary that I think it was the Selma, the crossing the Selma Bridge. It was that part. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like when there was national television showed what the police was doing to the African American people crossing, and how they were beating them and stuff, and how people they were scared. The white people, they were like, not before that, they were like kind of like on the fence or whatever. They were like disgusted by it, and it helped change public opinion. And I think this is similar. Okay, it's helped change public opinion, like, and it showed the truth. Like, that image of the crying child is very powerful. Okay, so all right. So I see him, guys, kind of like I guess he is, he's in a courtroom, and he is in the place where the people are defending, they're kind of like this. He is like when I see these, I don't think I've ever been to a courtroom, but it's like a courtroom and the person who's the accused of something, it's him. He's like there, kind of like despondent. And it's showing that he knows that in his mind he was like this big hero, he achieved these goals, and he's just a nothing, nobody now. He was once attorney general and he like screwed up by doing this thing. Okay, so, and he knows, and I think I've seen this before, that in the end he does know that he's done something very wrong, but I think he really believed the dream for years. That was his, guys, this is what is strange, but it's true. It's showing here that his big dream was to be, to create this like utopia, like racist utopia of like new Jim Crow era. But he doesn't, like I said, he really doesn't understand that the world has really changed. And even people who were fairly racist, with Trump, they're like, I don't want this. It's too much. It's like I feel like even those people like racist, I see them like hitting their stomach, like it hits them. They can't deny it. It's very visceral, the reaction to that image. So also it's showing, okay guys, it's interesting. It's showing me also parallel to the Nazi era, because in Germany at the time nobody knew what was going on. Okay, the media, there was only the Nazi media. Obviously, they were putting up whatever bullshit, and there were never no images of concentration camps. So when the truth came out and people saw those images, it was shocking to the world, obviously, but to the Germans too, because they were believing these, like, a lot of the Nazis were excellent image makers. Leni Riefenstahl, like there was the incredible filmmakers. I'm not saying, I'm not defending her, but she knew how to make images that were attractive. There's nobody, I don't think Trump is able to do that. But so what happens is that once people see these images, like who is going to, only sick people are going to be like, oh, the Holocaust is so great. Like once you see the images, you can't deny them. Okay, they're very obvious. So so I think that's the effect. And I remember, guys, not to brag again, when I did the reading on the 1,500 children, I said pictures are going to come out, they're going to shock people, and they're not going to be able to, like, I thought it was going to be like violence or something, but no, it's a crying child. Can you imagine? It's true. They can't go back. You can't, what are you going to say? What are you going to say about the sickening woman, Ann Coulter? I want to do a reading on her at some point, not now, to understand, like, how do people like that, how do they live with themselves? It's so, like, I can't even imagine. She called these kids actors. They were crisis act, whatever. Can you imagine? Like, that's like, you're sick. Like, you really are, you're sick. You're insane. So anyway, so that's that, guys. And I feel like, yeah, so I think he is, does he go? Yeah, I see the justice, hitting the thing. I think it's like taxes also. He goes down also for tax evasion, because he did make money on this thing, on the, payments for the prison systems or whatever it's called. So I don't know that he is going to face, justice for exactly what, he's going to have to, like, all of them are going to have to be like hundreds and hundreds. He's going to lose everything because, millions of lawyers, because there's going to be so many lawsuits against them. Okay, everything they've done. So, yeah, and I think it's, yeah, interesting. So that's that, guys. I don't think, okay, I'm gonna stop here, okay? I don't think I need to go into, it's like, it was just so much information. And sometimes people ask me, oh my God, how can you, you like, you must be very strong. And I feel like it's just a sense of urgency that I have. It's like, I have to say, like, I have to talk about it. It's like a lot of curiosity, but also a sense of urgency. So that's why I feel like I need to look into these issues or these people. And that's why a lot of times I can only really look at what has the most sense of urgency, especially now, because I think we are at towards the end of the Trump presidency. So there's just so much coming out all the time that is difficult. But I wanted to do this reading on Sessions. Okay, I know it's going to be a long reading now that I want to add the introduction and the reading about the body language. So anyway, so I'm going to stop here, guys. So, okay, bye.